What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with TJ Prospect Profile. Still focusing on Liam Coughlin of the Vernon Vipers, undrafted in 2013. Looking to make a name for himself in Vernon for the 2013-2014 season. Get himself drafted, get himself a college commitment. I mean, he was on a few. Well, from the same hometown, with the same high school. He's 3 years younger. He's my sister's age. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't have him on any draft boards. I know people who did, and I know I took heat for not having him on my draft boards. But you got to look at it, with tunnel vision and not be blinded by different backgrounds. That's not a knock on the kid. He's a good kid. I just, I didn't have him in the top 210 players in the draft. I'm also a complete loser for having a top 210 players list. But I digress. Last year, Catholic Memorial High School with the Knights, he had 51 points in 21 games, and was one of the elite players in Eastern Massachusetts. The year before that, struggled through an up and down junior year, really didn't, and before that, had an amazing sophomore year, his first year at CM. And I think he's going to a great situation at Bernie. He's a big kid at 6'4", about 190 pounds. Really fights off a check as well as anyone. Has amazing offensive instincts. Can close around the net, shoots the puck as well as any high school player in Massachusetts last year. And I think, like I say, he's going to a great situation at Vernon. They've had a pretty good run at developing Catholic Memorial alum. You look at Mike Collins was one of the better scorers in Hockey East last year. Catholic Memorial, then Vernon. Garen Noonan was one of the better defensemen in Hockey East each of the last 2 years. Catholic Memorial, then Vernon. Then Mark Hednick, an incoming freshman at UMass Amherst, was CM, and then Vernon. So the pipeline's there, and I think he's going to continue that. I really am excited to see what he does in the next level, and I think he's making a very, very, very wise choice to go to the BC League. I think USHL would have been a good fit. Playing the EJ, it's not necessarily the hockey. I just think he had to get away from being a local kid, having that pressure on him. I've seen too many kids from both South Boston and Catholic Memorial have opportunities to go elsewhere and choose to stay close to home and not have it go the way they want it to go. I've also seen kids from both situations, CM and Southie, go away to play hockey and have that, not go the way they wanted it to go. But, I think Coughlin's going to a good situation. I think, I guess he's a good kid, grounded kid, has, great hockey IQ. I wish I had my video camera, the handy dandy NHL draft video camera I bought last year when I was watching him play for CM, because the ability he has to fight off a check and create scoring chances through playing physical and being able to maneuver in high traffic areas is something you don't see too often. And it's not only do you have to have a very good physical talent to be able to do that, but to be able to think and move and be able to, like I said, maneuver at the same time. Takes a real heady hockey player, and he's just that. So I'm excited for him. I wish him nothing but the best, and I can easily see him getting drafted with a very good year in the BC League. I think he'll turn some heads. And he was on NHL Scouts radar last year. I know LA and Montreal definitely had him on their draft board. LA did not have a lot of picks last year. People forget about that. I mean, when you're such a good team, you trade away picks to get assets for now. But I don't think he's fallen off on anyone's board, and being undrafted isn't the worst thing in the world. Sergei Tolchinsky was just signed to a 3-year deal by the Hurricanes. He was undrafted in the same draft, and I think Connor Rankin for Tri-City will make some real big waves in the dub this year. But I digress. Anyway, that's on this episode of the Power Play with CJ on undrafted Vernon Viper bound sniper Liam Coughlin. Stay tuned for episodes throughout the offseason and beyond. Later, guys.